So yeah, my name is Dennis. I am a core contributor to Ignite. What is Ignite? Basically, Ignite is a team that built Ignite CLI, which is the go-to developer tool for building Cosmos blockchains. And we also have an accelerator program. So if you're interested in that, please visit our booth. Ignite CLI has been around for over 2 years now and has been used by dozens of projects in production and hundreds, maybe even thousands of projects when developers just experimented with Cosmos SDK. The initial mission, and we still have this mission, was to lower the barrier to entry for developers, make it as easy as possible to build Cosmos blockchains. So Ignite is very featureful. It's a simple binary, single binary that you install on your machine. It can scaffold code. It can add functionality to your blockchain. It has hot reloading, so it can serve your blockchain locally. It can generate clients, TypeScript clients, Go clients for your chain. And it's built with Cosmos SDK, and it's built for Cosmos SDK. So once we built Ignite and we got very positive feedback and we got developers to use it to build blockchains, we realized what would be the next problem to solve. What is the next interesting challenge? And we realized that after making it easier for building blockchains, the next step is making it easier to launch chains. And that's exactly what we focused on. Launching chains is difficult. First, finding validators is challenging. Many chains have launched over the years, but all chain launches share the similar challenges. You need to convince validators, you need to find them, you need to explain them the process of how to launch your chain. And sovereign chains, we believe in sovereign chains. We think it's crucially important for Cosmos to be the main platform for dApp developers who want their chain to be a sovereign chain, right? But right now it's still very, very difficult. The next problem is coordinating the genesis. So those of you who launched chains before know that this process is very tedious, very error prone. If you're an experienced developer, you might go through it without any issues, but many validators are not experienced developers, they make mistakes. And we realized that. We tried launching chains for development purposes many times, and it's very difficult. And the process is not automated, it's always ad hoc. So we worked on that for a while and figured out the best experience for this. And distributing supply is difficult as well, right? You want your chain, you don't want your chain to belong to like 3 entities, right? You want to make sure that you have a lot of users, the distribution is roughly equal, and there are many validators, there are many users, so that's what we're focusing on as well. So to fix all of these problems, we built a solution, and we're going to announce it here for the first time. And it's called an Ignite chain. It's awesome, and I'm really happy to announce it to the public after more than a year of working on it. Thank you. Ignite chain is a blockchain built with Ignite technologies for launching blockchains. It's incredibly cool. It is very simple to use. It's very powerful under the hood. And in the next 15 minutes, I'm going to go through the process with you very quickly because it's just so simple and so powerful. So how chains are launching in Cosmos right now? Well, you typically have, when you want to launch a chain, what you do is you create a repo on GitHub, for example, and you put your initial Genesis file there. You tell validators to create pull requests and with their GenTX files. And this process sort of works, but it's very ad hoc, and it's not pleasant. It's not something you would do just to quickly launch a chain and see it live. You might not want to do this for your first testnet right away, right? So it's a very tedious, ad hoc, error-prone process. With Ignite, we automated all of this, and we put all of this on chain, which first of all makes the process trustless and easy to build on top of. And the second thing, it allows things that this ad hoc GitHub process didn't allow before, and I'm going to go into this later on. So let's see how it works. So with Ignite, or with the regular process, like the process is very similar, right? You have coordinator. It's a team of developers, for example, who would want to launch a chain, and you have validators. So entities that run servers that are absolutely necessary for proof-of-stake blockchains. So with Ignite, you have just a single command to publish your chain to Ignite. So you run Ignite network chain publish, then you pass a GitHub URL to your source code, and this announces the chain to the world. That's all you need to do as a coordinator. You need to install the binary, which takes one command, and you need to run this command, and that's it. Now validators know that your chain is available for them to apply for. So they can query the Ignite chain for a list of chains that are launching, and if they see something they like, they can run a command in it. This will initialize their machine to be used as a validator. You just need the ID of the chain that you're launching, that you want to apply for. And the next command is join, which sends your application to the coordinator. So it's a simple request approval process, right? Validators request to join the chain, and coordinators approve their requests. Coordinators see these requests. They see the tokens that validators want to get for participating. They see the name of the validators. They see their descriptions and everything, right? And they just approve, right? It doesn't have to be more complex than that. So once the validator set has been assembled, and it just takes just a couple of commands, right? A coordinator can run a launch command, which essentially freezes the information about the chain on Ignite, right? So let's say you're launching a food chain, and you assemble the validator set. You created the genesis. The genesis of this food chain is stored on Ignite. Not the whole genesis, but information about it. So it's very transparent. Once the coordinator runs the launch command, the genesis file is finalized, and validators can download this genesis to their nodes. And to do that, you just need one command. Since this process has been codified in the Ignite chain, it's not an ad hoc process. Like, this all works very reliably. You just run one command. Ignite CLI knows where to go for the chain information. It fetches the data, fetches the final genesis with all the GenTXs, with everything. It adds peers to your configuration file. It does everything for you. Of course, you can customize all of this, right? You don't. You can provide special flags. You can download the genesis yourself. That's also possible if you have a very customized setup. And that's it. Validators run their binaries, and the chain is live. It's that simple. Thank you. I share the pain of launching chains manually. Like, that's exactly what we tried to fix and succeeded. So with Ignite, you can easily launch your chain. Like, there is no reason why you wouldn't launch a couple of chains today. It just takes several commands, like literally. With Ignite, we also understand the process of launching chains, right? We've worked on this for quite a while, and we know it's never about a single mainnet, right? Chain launch is always a sequence of testnets before you get to the mainnet. Sometimes it's 2, sometimes it's a dozen. And Ignite is built from the grounds up to support exactly that. So one of the first cool features we've added already to the Ignite chain is tokenization of mainnet tokens. So we call them vouchers. Basically, what you have is a mainnet in the future, and this mainnet has tokens. But before you launch your mainnet, you probably want to have these tokens. You want to use them for something. Maybe you want to reward validators. Maybe you want to sell these future tokens, but you can't sell them because they're in the future. They don't exist yet. So since Ignite is a blockchain, what we can do and what we've done is we've tokenized these future tokens. And so they're like vouchers. You can give them to people. You can sell them. You can reward developers with them. You can do whatever you want. And you can do this for every single testnet that you have. So that's how the process looks like from a very high level. So basically, initially you can launch a testnet that is not incentivized. The next testnet might be you can incentivize a testnet with existing tokens like atoms. This makes it easier for validators to trust your project, right? So the first testnet was not incentivized. It was just a devnet to see if everything's working for like the core believers in the project. Then you incentivize with real tokens. And the more you spend, probably the more validators will believe that you have a serious project, right? And you can have multiple testnets like this. So as a coordinator, you spend your own money investing into this trust and rewarding early validators of your chain. And you can go through many testnets like this, and at some point maybe you want to use your future mainnet tokens, and you can do that very, very easily, again, with just one command by setting the rewards in vouchers. So maybe you want to dedicate 1% of your total supply of the mainnet for validators for this specific testnet. And you announce that 30 validators will be participating, and validators can estimate their gains from validating this testnet. So that has been a very big problem in the past, and it's been a very hard thing to do. You had to organize and incentivize testnets manually, right? It was very, again, error-prone process that was made by humans. Now it's all on chain. You don't have to, as a validator, you don't have to trust someone. If a coordinator announces an incentivized testnet and submits tokens, they will be distributed. We are actively using IBC for that, so the chain, the testnet, after it's done, it reports back to the Ignite chain the information about which validators validated for this testnet. So you don't have to trust a coordinator. If they submitted the tokens, you will get them if you validated the chain. And this, of course, allows this voucher system that was only possible to do because Ignite is now a blockchain, can be used for other things like fundraisers. So you can fund your project before it's live. You can use it to reward developers. You can send the tokens to your investors. It's up to you really what you do with vouchers, but the point is that you have access to the mainnet tokens even months before your mainnet is live, which is incredibly useful, and it can lead to a bunch of different interesting applications that we haven't even thought of. And the next thing I want to announce is Ignite Launchpad. So Ignite Launchpad is essentially an easy way for developers, validators, token holders, anyone basically to explore what chains are launching from Ignite. They can participate in chain launches. It's going to be announced, it's going to be available later, but Ignite functionality that I've demoed earlier is available today. Thank you. So please join our community. Now that we've announced it publicly, you can see the source code of the Ignite blockchain, of Ignite CLI, It all works seamlessly together. You can visit us on GitHub and explore the source code. If you find issues, please create issues. You can join us on Discord. We're very happy to chat with you about the CLI, of course, about the Ignite blockchain. And we want to get feedback, as much feedback as possible from the community to make this blockchain together with you and make it useful, make it the easiest way to launch blockchains. It already is, but we want to make it even better. So all the functionality that I showed is available in the Ignite CLI right now. And later today at 12:30, we will have a workshop. I invite all of you to join. We will be launching a chain together. And you can see for yourself how easy it is, and it's no longer a tedious process. It's actually very fun. And the first time you see your blockchain live in like 15 minutes, it's unbelievable. Like you scaffold the chain with Ignite, you then use it as the project, then you launch it together with your friends, and you have a chain running in 15 minutes in production. It's so cool. So I invite all of you to our workshop later today. Thank you so much, and yeah.